podcast, Supercars special. Let's get into it. So much is happening, and we are currently 2 weeks out from the
Bathurst 500.
Bathurst 500, yeah, and the 1 week out from the Superfest. So, pretty exciting. Heaps of stuff happening in the Supercars world. So, we got quite a bit to cover. We're just going to be running through the Supercars website, dropping into a couple of articles, and just, I guess, talking about what we're reading.
Yeah. So, we'll get into the drivers and teams, and then we'll get into the calendar a little bit later. I think I'll start us off with, we're going to go in reverse championship order of last season with starting off with Blanchard Racing.
Yeah.
So big year for them. They expanded to 2 cars. Their drivers, of course, will be
James Courtney, who sold his first house the other day.
James Courtney, he's out there selling houses, and soon enough will be selling your soul to the Snowy Rivers brand.
Yeah.
He's in the number 7 Snowy Rivers, I almost said Camaro, Mustang.
Oh.
Alongside him is rookie Aaron Love
Yeah.
in the number 3 Cool Drive Mustang.
Aaron Love proved himself pretty well last year with a co-drive along with Todd. No, he was wild card.
No. Yeah, John was not John.
No.
Tim was with Todd.
Yeah, Tim Blanchard and Todd Hazelwood. Jake Kostecki and Aaron Love.
Was that with Aaron? Which
for the enduro rounds.
If anyone's watched that video when we're in that truck, there is a 2-second clip where when we walk in the truck and they are just sitting there chilling.
They were limbering up.
They were limbering up.
Yeah.
Like, oh, g'day, boys. And I thought, they probably don't want to be on camera, so there's only like a 2-second frame of that, but they were there.
Yeah, and they're a pretty cool team, Blanchard Racing team. Like, because we were corresponding with them, they were awesome. Like, and we were still very much finding our feet. And they helped us out heaps and stuff.
Yeah.
So, great team. I'm very excited to see what they do.
Yeah, shout out to Scotty, their PR guy. He gave us some tips on some gear we should buy and way we should do some things.
Yeah, and it worked wonders. I think we're doing it better.
Big year for them. They expanded 2 cars.
Yeah.
Not much more to say to them. They're last in the championship last season.
And gonna hopefully be up there this season.
Well, it's a bit of a misnomer because last year they only had 1 car.
Yeah.
So it's a bit unfair for them to be back there.
Yeah. Well, who's our next team, Dan?
Next team. Do you want to split up Brad Jones Racing or do you want to do all 4 cars at once?
No, we'll do it as all because old mate Brad Jones, as we all know, he is a legend in the pit stop world, as I think he has claimed like the last, I don't know how many, but he just keeps claiming the pit stop challenges that they hold at Bathurst.
Well, it'll be a little bit unfair to their accomplishment of the A team to do them here, so we're going to skip past Brad Jones for now. We'll come back to them shortly.
And just edge me there.
No, well, you got.
No.
They're up here and up there. Do you want to do the bottom or do you want to do the top?
You tell me. I'm
telling you, we're going to Mustang Racing.
Oi.
Yeah.
So is Nick Percat. Yeah. That's exciting stuff. A new driver for this season.
Yep, Nick Percat and
Cameron Hill.
And if you're looking for the infamous 34 and 35, you won't find it because they've changed numbers this season.
Damn. You really just dropped that bombshell, didn't you?
You do not read the Speed Caf articles I send you. Now, referring back to the old Stone Brothers racing numbers, which is the number 4 very infamous with Marcus Ambrose and number 10 with Mark Larkham. So Cameron Hill will be in the number 4.
Mark's gone around. That's a good observation.
Very common name.
Yeah. All right. Sorry. Continue.
So number 4 in Cameron Hill, and number 10 for Nick Percat. I believe Nick is running the Bendix brake Camaro with Cameron will be running the Tyre Power sponsorship. So no more truck assist for them.
Yeah.
They've
moved on.
They've moved on with Jack LeBrock.
Yeah. Well, Jack LeBrock moved on to Erebus.
Actually, no, that's what. Yeah, no, they didn't go with Jack LeBrock. They just left in general.
Oh yeah, no, they did too. Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of leaving has been happening, but anyway. So that's Matt Stone Racing. Who do we have next? Because I do not have this up.
We got Premier Racing. No major changes for them on the driver front. They do have the infamous Ludo Lacroix joining the team from Dick Johnson Racing. Big grab for them.
Yep.
But besides that, all the same, they're still with Newlon Oil, their drivers still the same with James Golding and Tim Slade in the 31 and 23 respectively.
And they are also doing Trans Am this year. So similar in terms of big V8 cars and stuff, which is pretty exciting. I mean, they're going to have a lot more seat time this year in big V8s.
Yeah. So they're a good, exciting team. Peter Zibris puts a lot of money into them. Like, if that name stands familiar to him, he runs a very successful drag racing team under the same sponsorship.
Okay, yeah.
Of Premier Hire. So yeah, so it's good to see when you get good racing people get involved. So
yeah.
Moving on, Team 18 is our next team. Mark Frosty Winwell stays on in the DeWalt number 18 Camaro.
Yeah. He loves a good hand tools brand.
Yeah,
he went from Irwin to DeWalt, obvious power tools. But
I think Irwin's accessories.
Loves a good tool, Mark Winterbottom.
Yeah. And next to Frosty in the number 20 car is David Reynolds. So this was a bit of a surprise from last season. No one saw him leaving Grove Racing. Leaving Grove Racing.
Yeah.
But more importantly, not just leaving Grove, but leaving the Premier brand. Not Premier, sorry. Penrite brand.
Yeah.
Which he's been associated with.
He's been ambassador for
years. So it's going to be so weird to see him in the Trade Beer Camaro.
Yeah. Oh, you end up thinking it's like Declan Fraser or something like that, because Declan had that sponsorship last year.
Yeah, but it was a Mustang last year, so it's gonna be different.
Yeah. All right. That is Penrith. Now we've got Walkinshaw and Andretti United.
No, you've skipped one. The David Reynolds things has already got you out.
I've been.
You've been hoodwinked here, mate. Because the next one's it's Penrite Grove Racing.
I've been done dirty.
You done yourself dirty. So
right. And who do we have running in the Penrite team?
We got Kiwi and last.
Who's Kiwi?
Well, you see, if you let me finish the sentence, mate.
You said, and we've got Kiwi.
Yeah, okay, fine. We've got Kiwi. His name is Kiwi. New nickname, Kiwi. We got the last winner of last season, Matt Payne. Ooh. From New Zealand, hence the name.
Oh, yeah.
Hence the newly pronounced nickname Kiwi.
Yeah.
And next to him in car 26, taken over from David Reynolds. Both cars still running the Premier, the Penrite. This is going to become an issue of me mixing up these names. Yeah. The Penrite sponsorship is Bathurst winner and another Kiwi, Richie Stanaway.
That is a good observation.
I would hope so, mate.
That seems very accurate.
The 30-degree day here in Melbourne has started to reach Ash in ways that I was expected. Ash, do you want to take us through the next one of Walkinshaw and Andretti United?
So the one that I was jumping to conclusions about.
Mate, you were just so excited at the Chaz Mostert.
Mate, I love Chaz, and I love whoever his teammate is, because I have admittedly forgotten. It is not ringing bells to me now.
I won't believe it. It's an... Ooh, is he?
Is it Zach Brown, the owner of United Motorsports? It's him in there.
It's not Zach Brown, and no respect to Zach Brown. I don't think he would fit in the car.
He'd go well in passenger seat, and he actually does drive a couple of his McLarens and stuff. He's got
one of the old HRT Camaro Commodores. God damn it!
Anyway, the mystery.
So what the car's at? His teammate is young gun rookie from Super 2, Ryan Wood in the.
Oh yeah, no, I had no chance on having that one on.
Oh my lord!
I just didn't have that one on hand in my brain. My brain is suffering today.
So everything to know about Chaz is pretty out there.
He goes fast, broke his leg at Bathurst.
He does a lot of stuff at Bathurst. Got a bit going on up there.
Yeah.
But his new teammate, Ryan Wood, made big splashes last year in Super 2.
Yeah.
He had a signed deal for this year after 2 or 3 rounds.
Oh, okay.
So he just fell short of winning the title. He lost a bit of pace in the later year with some bad luck.
Yeah.
But I'm really excited to see this kid go.
Oh, he should go like a bat out of hell.
Yeah.
If I know him.
Like, we haven't heard the buzz like this around a Super 2 driver since Brock Finn.
Yeah. And Brock came out shooting. He came out, he got familiar with the car first few rounds, first 5 rounds, and then just went like hell.
When he started in 22, it was in Shane's domain, ZB Commodore. When Shane was just so strong,
Yeah,
even when he wasn't, when he had broken limbs and all that, Shane was just the class of that field that year. But coming to the new era with these new cars, and he was just that leader of that team. Like
Yeah.
Shane was on his way out. He's departing the NASCAR.
yeah,
But no. And we're talking about Brock before we even got to him. So
yeah.
so we can get to Brock, let's move to our next team. Ash, do you want to take us through Shell V Power Dick Johnson Racing Team?
I would love to. So we've got Anton De Pasquale and we have Will Davison running for this team. They've both been in the car for a couple of years now, I believe.
Yes,
At least.
I think this is Anton. Will's done a couple stints with Dick Johnson Racing.
Yeah.
This is Anton's
Third
year, I
would
believe.
say,
21,
yeah.
22, 24, 24th season, I think. Actually.
Yeah. Well, so he should be well. He came across from Erebus to Shelby at the time. Seemed like Erebus has lost at the time, but he hasn't made the splashes I don't think he was intended to. I think he's meant to at least have a championship by now.
Yes, no, because if Dick Johnson's right, I don't think it's him. I think he's got it in to win the championship.
Yeah.
It's not him, it's the car. And I mean that from looking at DJR's form, coming off that mega 4 years with Penske, 2018 through to 2020.
Yeah.
More than that, sorry, 2016 to 2020, they were really strong, always competitive.
Yeah.
Even, Scotty was obviously the
GOAT at the time.
class of the field, but even Fabs was always up there.
Yeah.
And then 21 rolls around and they just can't get a handle on the car. Okay, we know they've had extra strains last year with being the homologation team for Ford, but they pretty much just dropped the ball all season. They were never really where they had to be.
Yeah.
This is I'm saying a lot of opinion, and I agree with this is the year that they need to put up or sharp if they still want to be classed as a quotation big team.
Yeah.
Because while they got the homologation and they got great legacy,
it's always a revolving door of who's up top and
they're not. It used to be
going big and everything.
If you had Dick Johnson Racing or Triple Eight behind you, you had something to be scared about.
Yeah.
And now it's Dick Johnson. There's no
Mid-pack.
fear factor to them.
Yeah.
So they need to, and there's been a huge restructuring. I don't have it all on me. We did this a little bit in a video about Ryan Story's back as team principal. There's been some moving around the engineers. As we mentioned earlier, Lacroix has departed the team to join Premier.
So yeah, it's pretty stable, I'd say, at Dick Johnson Racing at the moment. Nothing too turbulent happening that we know of.
But I look forward to the future. We just saw Kai Allen. He's going to be, I believe, Anton De Pasquale's co-driver.
Yeah.
I'm doing something my head.
That sounds right.
Yeah. He's going to be definitely one of the co-drivers. I'm pretty sure it's De Pasquale, which sucks because I think that means Tony D's lost his seat.
Yeah.
If not, it might be that way around. I could be wrong. It might be actually Alex Davison who's out and he's going to drive with Alex. But probably Kai Allen's that next group of kids that's coming up that's going to be real watch this. And McLeod, so and a few other names. We don't have time to go through it all, but I'm excited to see what he will do as a real proper co-driver. He got his feet wet at Bathurst with Simone Di Silvestro, so should be good to see where that team's going if they can pull themselves out of this nosedive.
Beautiful. So that's Shelby Power. Now up to Tickford.
Yes.
And now Tickford, they've had a bit going on.
Oh, a lot going on there. So, first of all, they've cut back a lot. They've dropped 2 cars.
Yeah.
As already previously mentioned, James Corney's departed to join Blanchard.
And Declan's departed too.
Declan has departed as well. Not because they weren't...
ended up somewhere.
He's got a co-drive with
Brad.
Adrian Highgarner.
Yeah.
So, in the number 8 battery car. R&J's battery car. So, their lineup for the 2 remaining drivers, Cam Waters stays on in the number 6 Monster Mustang.
Yeah.
Tommy Randall stays on in the, we believe it's going to be 55, but nothing's confirmed yet.
Still with the Castrol.
I believe it'll be with the
backing and all
Castro
that.
backing, yeah.
It is. I have inside information. He is doing Castrol ads nowadays.
Is he?
Yeah, he's doing them with Molly Taylor. So there you go.
There you go. Well, rest in peace, Bert.
I think Bert's a legend that can't die. Yeah, so they've downsized.
Tim Edmonds moved on to role in, I believe he's now the director of motorsport, so he spearheaded the
wind tunnel testing.
The
He
wind
was there
tunnel
for that.
Yep, that was his first duties, joining Supercars in an administration role. Tim doesn't dick around. If someone's going to sort us out, he will.
Yeah. He's not here to fuck spiders, as they'd say.
No, he's not. All right, let's move on to the other 4-car team that's still a 4-car team, Brad Jones Racing. Their A squad finished up this end of the points last year, so...
If there's anything I would say about Brad Jones Racing, straight off the bat that comes to mind, is follow their Facebook. Brad Jones himself puts out videos breaking down parts of the supercars, and it is great insight for any fan.
And they're just awesome. If you want even more Brad Jones content, the Motorsports Network, which is what you'll see V8 Sleuth with, and the Castrol News podcast, which they're not paying us, but they should be Castrol enough.
Yeah.
But we're not part of that. We'd like to be. But they now have a podcast with them too. So now I think it's every 2 weeks you'll hear from Macaulay Jones and one of the engineers there.
Yeah.
And they're just having general chats about what they're doing at the time, what they're getting ready for. Like the last episode was talking about their open day, which was last Saturday. Moving on to what they're running this year. Adrian Highgartner in car 8. Bryce Forward stays in car 14, the middies entries. Macaulay Jones stays in the 96 Pizza Hut entry.
Yeah.
But the So go
I was just going to say, he's had very exciting, Macaulay Jones has had very exciting liveries throughout his last season, and I hope to see more.
Have you seen Adrian's livery?
I think I have. I just can't pull it.
It's similar to last year, except now there's a giant picture of Heingartner's face holding open a pizza box.
Yeah.
The same with special saying, like, how good is this?
Yeah.
So that's awesome. But the other real change there is Jack Smith's gone.
Yeah.
He announced very late in the year that he's going to retire from full-time. I presume he's going to come back as a co-driver.
Yeah.
The co-driver for that number 4 car hasn't been confirmed, so I presume it's going to be him.
Yeah.
Taking his place is Jack's co-driver from the last 2 years, and Super 2, not Super 2, Porsche gun, Jackson Evans.
Jackson Evans. I haven't heard too much about him, but at the same time, I feel like what I have heard is only good things about Jackson Evans.
I did do a deep dive into him for our previous drivers video that we put out a few weeks ago, the day that all this news about Brody came out, which made it super stressful to try and get it out before it all became irrelevant. Yeah, I did a bit of a deep dive on him. He did a bit of Porsche stuff here, and then he went international and actually drove for the Porsche-backed team in a lot of Porsche categories in Europe.
Yeah.
And then he came back here, did a little bit here, and he's landed a seat here back in Australia.
Yeah, that's awesome. It's very exciting. There's a lot of new people in the field coming through.
I think like 3 rookies.
Yeah, that's...
Yeah, 3 Wookiees. 3 Wookiees.
3. They're the same thing. Oh, that's exciting.
No, it's going to be good. Good year for rookies.
So, anything else for Brad?
Nothing's coming to mind. I think they're still wanting to cut down a bit on the cars. I don't think Brad's willing to sell anything.
Yeah.
So I don't see too much movement in that car. Too much movement in that team. Can they stay up front with the new pit lane system? We'll find out. Because they got a bit of a leg up with the whole parity thing.
Yeah.
But actually, I want to take us through Red Bull Ampol Racing by Triple Eight and Race Engineering.
Goodbye, Shane. It was nice having you here. It was nice watching you drive with a broken collarbone, I think it was, and a cracked rib or something.
It was nice in hindsight, but for 2.5 years, it was, oh, for fuck's sake, again.
Yeah. It was nice seeing you take your tyres to God himself and then just doing a burnout at the once you won the race. That's a big thing. So see you, Shane. Was nice having you. You done well. Best of luck in NASCAR. So now we have got. I want to word it in a smart way, but I'm not going to have time to think of the words. But we've got Will Brown and Brock Feeney. Now I don't know how their dynamics are going to work because they both come off as very young drivers that want to get to it.
Yes, but they'll actually come up together.
Yeah.
They're
yeah.
I think Brock's another Queensland boy. I know Will is.
Yeah.
And actually, Brock put out a post a few days ago with going like just throughout the years, like karting and stuff. Them on podiums together, and they seem to get along well.
Yeah.
In all the media stuff, so we'll see what happens when there's some money on the line when they got their helmets on. If they get a bit argy-bargy, but I reckon it's a good combination.
Yeah, I reckon they'll be very strong. You know, they might put each other into the wall a couple times throughout the season. I can kind of foresee that. I feel like they'll be like, "Oh, I want it," because Will Brown being with Erebus Motorsport in the 23 season, he was in position to win championship as well.
He was leading it for half the year.
He might be thinking, I want to come to this consistently up top team because that's why he's moved. Because they're consistently up there.
I've got a feeling there might be a lot of reasons why he's moved.
He beat Kostecki to the seat, but you know, it's exciting stuff. I don't have much more to say than they're going to get on, and I reckon they'll, Triple Eight will do Triple Eight things.
Yeah, and while we're talking about Triple Eight, it's while we're going to undoubtedly see some wild cards throughout the year, especially in the Euros. It's only confirmed when we have Craig Lowndes is back for the Super G Triple Eight wild card.
Yes,
and this year he's going to have Cooper Murray as his sort of young star in the car.
And hopefully he'll have his gear stick to the end of the Bathurst rate 1000 as well.
Yeah, I done so good last year. But I was the top 10.
Yeah.
What was it? Brock slowed down. I was like, poor Brock. And then the noise of the crowd when Craig had to roll into the garage with a broken shifter.
Yeah.
Oh, so next one's going to be... this is going to be probably the most interesting and really uninformational part of the podcast as we move on to Erebus Motorsport, not by Coca-Cola. If you're looking for the Coke Red cars, stiff, you won't find them this year. You must also not find number 99. So Jack LeBrock has joined that team to take Will Brown's spot. Good pick. He's got history with them. He did some co-driving in the past.
Yep.
Now, as you know, we don't have to tell you, Brody has seemed to be departed the team. At the moment, the team says it's only for the first race.
Yep.
Outlets like Speedcaf are reporting that Brody would rather sit out the whole year than race with the team. We don't really know what's going on there.
Yeah.
But we in the meantime, Todd Hazelwood, who had jumped in as a co-driver, has landed the drive for the Bathurst 500, and it feels sad to presume that if Brody does not race for Erebus this year,
Todd will take the season.
But interestingly, not as 99.
Yeah.
Erebus has hinted that he won't take the 99 number. So
I think it's for the better.
Probably, my guess is got to be 999, because they used to run that in their Super 2 program.
Oh, okay.
Or something completely different, because I spent weeks trying to guess what the hell Brown's number was going to be. And then it didn't. 87 is so simple that it annoys me that I didn't guess that. I was thinking 800, maybe 08.
It
80.
sounds like a you problem.
It isn't a problem, because it rattled me when it came. It was, it's 87. I was like, that is the simplest solution, and a solution that I missed.
Alright. So that's all the teams that we've got, and now I'm going to move us on to the upcoming events that we've got.
Yeah, the calendar?
The calendar, yep.
Right,
so we've got the 2024 Bathurst Superfest. First one ever. The reason they've put the 12 hour and the Bathurst 500 into one arena, I guess, one
into one large
big
overall
festival,
event.
is because at Bathurst, because it's public road, public everything, all this and that, council regs, whatever have you, they can only run, I believe it's 5 events a year. And so the 5 events a year that they will be running at Bathurst is this Superfest. They'll have the 6 hour, then they will have, so that's 1, 2, 3. Oh, and I'm blanking. I've reeled these off the other day in my head.
Oh, so you
They've got Bathurst Challenge, they've got the 1000.
And that's it.
And that's it, yeah. As far as we know. Unless there's some local sprints up the hill.
Yeah, but I think that's a different thing because they don't have to close the whole road for that.
Yeah.
And that's just from, I think it's from half up Comrade Straight to
top of the mountain or something.
Yeah, to Skyline in the reverse order.
Yeah, which would be good to see because the cars going the opposite way, so it'd be tricky as heck.
Moving on after that, and hopefully this is the last time we see racing at Bathurst that isn't the 1000 because it takes a little bit away from it.
Yeah, it takes an edge off.
I'm sure there would have been somewhere better to race then, but I know there's contracts and stuff because the Newcastle 500 sank, and hopefully we might get that back because they cancelled it, even though they're not paying for it. The New South Wales state government is. They've got an election coming up in the next couple of weeks, so Supercars are saying we're going to wait for that election, see if the new council elected is going to be all for us or not. If they're not, then they're just going to abandon any hope of the Newcastle 400 back.
Yeah.
If the new council seems open to it again, then we might be on.
Yeah.
But we're going to go from Bathurst to Albert Park for the Melbourne Super Sprint. Of course, this is part of the Australian Grand Prix. We believe it's not marketed as a 400, so we don't believe we're going to get 4 100-kilometre races this time around. We think they're going to be a little bit shorter.
Yeah.
They're not going to have the pit lane this year, unfortunately.
No, they'll be at the back.
Yeah, they're going to be at the back, it's a little bit unfortunate because it means no pit stops.
Yeah.
Because it's just getting too hard, and Formula 2 really wanted that, and they've given it to them.
Yeah.
However, what that does mean is you probably can't get any closer to a supercar than this.
No, it's very rare to lead, because they'll have bollards 5 meters out from the tents.
Yeah.
And that's very close. And, at such a big event, you won't get any closer than that because of how tight security is. But you'll be able to walk the paddock.
You'll be able to walk the paddock. If you've been to the Grand Prix prior, or if you've been to sport categories, how close you can get to, the Porsches or the Super 2? That's probably the level of access you're looking at here, which is cool.
It's exciting because you can... If you want, you can ask out to the engineers if they don't look too busy. You can say, hey, what are you guys working on? And even a couple of team owners, because they'll be floating around the cars a little bit. You can even ask them, hey, just ask them a couple of questions.
Ask Bradley for a live episode of his show where he tells you everything about the car.
Yeah, just get into it, get stuck into it.
Yeah, but I'm going to miss the pit lane because, it was so cool that we were the only, out of all the places Formula 1 goes to, we were the only ones that had another pit lane.
Yeah.
Them. And I remember in 2020, on the Thursday, that before it all went horribly wrong, that there was, I think it was Lando and Carlos. Lando was doing his vlogs at the time, out of camera moving. And he was vlogging supercars coming out of their paddock for practice.
Yeah.
Because he thought it was just so wild of what they were.
Driving around, yeah.
Yeah. But there's a flip side to that too. If you want to look at, if you've seen the video of Max doing a hot lap with Jamie, where he does not look impressed at all.
Yeah.
Jamie's thrown in the corner and Max is just get me back.
Yeah.
Cool, mate.
So, after we run around Albert Park, we head off to New Zealand, Taupo. Taupo.
We're probably both getting it wrong, but hey.
Hey, we're giving
tell
it
us
a go.
In the comments.
Yeah. Super 400. I don't know much about this event, this racetrack. I'm very much blasé when it comes to this track and place. I don't know the history or anything. Is it rich with history?
I don't know too much about it. I watched the New Zealand Formula Regional Round there a few weeks ago. It seemed alright.
It looked like a good track.
It looked like good racing,
made for good racing, like the track itself.
Yeah, it seemed alright. Nothing's ever going to beat Pukekohe, but it seems alright.
Well, anyway, so we're stuck on... we're excited to go back.
We're excited to go back. And then
we decide to go, 5 time zones
Oh no, you're gonna start it.
to Perth, the Perth Super Sprint. That Wanneroo Raceway always makes for great, great racing.
But you gotta do the gritty while you're on it.
Yeah. I've always enjoyed and they have great local categories there too. They always have a local because it's Perth.
It's perfect. It's
It's
only
a-
racetrack.
Yeah, it's a lot of great. Oh, they might even have the GTs there again. That was really good.
I think they would.
Yeah,
But that's good. It's a great track and it's a great tyre shredder.
it is.
It's
Yeah.
out of seeing the
It's
road
very
to surf.
gritty,
Yeah.
isn't it? Yeah.
So if I just came back from Perth the other day, Ash, I'll tell you it's very hot over there. If you ever wonder what it's like to be inside a fan-forced oven, go to Perth in summer.
Yeah.
But if that wasn't hot enough, you want it to be a little bit more humid, next stop is Darwin for the Darwin Triple Crown.
Yes.
Always like this event. We're looking to go, not this year, but maybe next year.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
Because you got the drags.
Yeah,
One at
you do
night.
because it's a whole motor complex.
Yeah, well, it actually started as a drag strip.
Yeah,
And then it's morphed into this over time.
and you actually from memory you might be lucky enough you get some Australian superbikes there racing there too.
I'm pretty sure they're returning. They got a good gig with them.
Yeah, they do, and they race so well there. That is a great event. That truly is one to just
And it's
watch.
always good racing. It's never bad. Last year, like we saw, even just surprising winners, like we saw Frosty get up for the first time in Team 18.
Yeah, and we actually saw Cam's car go on fire there too.
Yeah, it's so hot and humid. The Mustang just went, I want to be part of it, and lit up.
Yeah,
It got fired up in the wrong sort of way.
yeah, absolutely, and he was looking on, and I believe we saw Bryce Forward did well there.
Yeah,
From
I
memory?
think he did in the first race. I
Yeah.
don't think he did any well after that because Bryce is I think he's
The
the
local.
only ever driver from Darwin. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure he's the only one ever. But always good that that is 14, 16 for June, and then the following month. Following a couple of weeks later, they're off to Townsville for the Townsville 500.
So basically, we're talking 1, 2, 3, 3 events here where we're just sweating balls.
Oh yeah, them cool suits are gonna cop a flogging.
Yeah.
So actually, I did some walking around Townsville the other day, Ash, and it's
Yeah.
very it's big. I'm surprised to see a large portion of the circuit remains somewhat partially set up all year round.
Yeah.
And I was very happy to see that for a temporary semi-permanent street circuit, it's getting used all year round. So I saw there's a couple of local programs are doing some driving training on the closed part of the circuit in the pit lane.
Okay, yeah, using the building facilities and all that.
Yeah, they had a couple of community things on, and the thing I thought was really cool was they actually had some kids in there, and they had cars there, and they were teaching the kids how to do
Tires,
tyre
oil
changes
and stuff. Or
in pit lane.
Yeah, basic things. Like in the pit boxes, please tell me.
No, not in the pit boxes, only because they were resurfacing that.
Oh.
So they'll not resurfacing, sorry, they were doing some plumbing stuff along the pit lane.
Okay.
So I can walk
so
along
it was all ripped up and everything.
not really ripped up, but they had machinery there.
Yeah.
And then in half the pit areas that were open, like the actual garage, they seem to be either repaving it or repainting the floor.
Okay, so really touching up the place.
Doing a bit of touch up, probably because they're probably getting near the point where they start building.
Okay,
So,
that's exciting.
but there's not much to build there, and unlike Albert Park, where everything gets sort of squared away and hidden away in Thomastown, it's not Thomastown, it's nearby. I can't remember the name of the place now.
On the western side of the city.
West side of the city,
where Melbourne dumps everything.
Yeah, including my hopes and dreams. Interesting enough, they just get pretty much they leave all the walls up except for all the walls running from turn 1, turn 2, and 400 meters down from turn 3.
Yeah,
they just put that all up the back.
Oh, okay.
Like, so I thought that was funny. They just chuck it at the back where the sheds are and call it a day. So,
I mean, at least it's on site for when you roll it all out.
100%, mate. So after that,
that brings us to the Sydney Super Night. Now, I know we've got to race at Sydney. It's a thing.
I'm so sick of this bloody track.
But
It's a
Let's
decent
take
track.
a year off. Let's take a year off it.
We did Ash. We did 6 races in 10 rounds there throughout 2020 and 2021. I've had enough of Sydney.
Yeah.
Can we change it?
Alright. So, yeah, we're not fans of Sydney. It's just, yeah, it's not great. So that brings us to the Ned Whiskey Tasmania Super Sprint.
Yeah, so we've gone from
Simmons Plains.
We've gone 3 hits of hot to one of, it's Sydney. It is what it is.
Yeah.
2, my God, I've got family down in Tasmania. When I told them I'm coming down in August,
Yeah.
they said, enjoy that, buddy. We won't see you there because it's going to be bloody cold.
Yeah.
Everything I've heard about this is, why are we racing here in August?
It's going to be damp, cold.
It's going to be
probably miserable weather.
I was there, May and last year? I was cold in May.
Yeah.
I can't imagine
like
August.
A 2 jacket, beanie, gloves, pants.
Well, I brought that
boots operation.
I brought that Herbers jumper purely because of, like it's cold enough that you're willing to pile your hard-earned money to wear a billboard. Like,
so basically, they're going to be driving around on hard rubber the whole time just because of how frozen it is.
they're gonna have to run the super softs.
Yeah.
Because everything else won't get temperature, and I think it's one of the early rounds that first round do this, but I know Tasmania definitely is. This is one of the races where we're going to see the new sprint format. So a couple of rounds, you're going to see the old format of a 100-kilometre race.
Yep.
With 3 qualifyings. This will be the first, or not the first, sorry, but this will be one of the rounds that will see 2 races.
Yeah.
With I believe it's a 60-minute timer.
Yeah.
So it's going to be a time race, but it's a little bit less racing for other places, but in Tassie, because the lap's so short, it actually comes out to
it's
be
under
more
a
racing.
minute, isn't it? Of memory, or around a bit, like
It's
a
little
minute
bit,
5 or something.
A little bit over a minute, but
Yeah.
it's only like 2.7 kilometres, something like crazy like that.
And it's a lot of it is straight line, and I know the side draft there is that is one of the only places you actually see side draft coming out of the hairpin there.
Yeah, so you'll see us and you'll see me at least. I don't know if you're 100% committed to going yet.
I'll look into it.
Ash is looking into it, but where you definitely will see us is at the next round. Ash, do you want to take us?
We're getting close to God's country. The Penrut Oil Sandown 500. Good God, I love a 500.
And what could be the last 500?
If I have anything to do with it, mate, I'll chain myself to that establishment, and I will throw a hissy fit. I will spit the dummy.
just be like that. Just stop all guys, but the dozers rock up. Just keep saying down.
This place, this venue, this God's country. I will call it God's country because it is. This establishment cannot be around for 6 decades. Me only having been around for like 2.5 decades, and I get cheaped out because I enjoy motorsport later in my whole going life, and they try to take it away from me to build some flimsy houses. And
I can see you in like 40 years when you're senile. Just going house to house with little pamphlets. Are you aware of the land you're standing on?
Yeah.
And it's just a black and white
always always will be. Will be. It always was and always will be Sandown. No, next to no negotiations on that one. But then that is only the lead up.
Oh, that's only the lead up to the big one.
To the big horse, the big sticks, I don't even know. I'm losing my words here.
The Repco Bathurst 1000 at Mount Panorama. You thought you saw it earlier this year. You were wrong. Well, you're correct because they're there again for some reason, but they're back again for the 1000.
They are. And I had my first sliver of the 1000 in the 23 season. And by golly, I may have thrown up from a lot of drinking every other night and had like acid reflux from the hard solos. That made Bathurst.
Maybe God bless Mount Panorama.
Yeah. I don't even know where to start. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. It's scenic. It's when the jet flies over you, it makes me emotional. Makes me want to cry.
You haven't had a taste yet because you probably copped last year one of the worst Bathurst 1000s we've had in years.
Yeah.
You've had You haven't had anything yet.
No. And hopefully this year, the Bathurst is bringing the Bathurst. Hopefully.
Hopefully. If not, Repco can bring us a check for some amount of times we're going to say Repco throughout this podcast.
And we'll start getting sponsored by them.
Yeah. Well, speaking of sponsors that aren't paying for us, including sponsors that might not be there despite being on the website, the next round after that is the Boost Mobile Gold Coast 500, but it's not the Boost Mobile Gold Coast 500.
Because Peter Adderton had something to say about that one.
Yeah, he claims he's pulled the sponsorship. Don't know. He says a lot of things. We'll wait and see if they got the stickers up.
If you want to see someone vocal about supercars and everything, follow Peter Adderton on Facebook. My God.
If you just want to say opinions in all caps,
Yeah.
follow Peter Adderton.
Oh, yeah.
He will argue with you in the comments.
And we aren't saying he's wrong or right. We're just saying he is extremely vocal about what he has to say, and he says it.
And he should be, because you know why, Ash? Do you know what his business is? His business is mobile phones. His mobile phones, it's all about talking.
Communication.
He's a very you know what he's thinking.
He'd probably have your number. He'd probably get your home address. He got your Facebook login and all.
He knows me Facebook.
Yeah. We're brushed by each other. So, once we finish up there at the Gold Coast 500, which is a good event to watch too, I love that track, that takes us into the Velo Adelaide 500. So, a lot of endurance races right at the end of the calendar here. So, it's good stuff.
Endurance.
Oh, well, it feels... They've got the number 500. It's Enduro.
Yeah, no, but it's a 250 split.
Yeah, well, Enduro.
Well,
It's not a sprint, is it?
Well, it's going to be Enduro for us because you will see us there too.
Yeah, we'll be hanging around.
We're flying around. It'll be our first time in Adelaide.
Probably
Please
get
don't
lost.
rob us.
Yeah. We're just little guys.
Lot live on the podcast, Ash. This is not Supercars, but the Aston Martin has just dropped and it looks the same.
Green. A nice dark green.
It is the same. Awesome.
Alright. Do we have anything else we would like to preview? Or?
Ash, do you know what? I'll throw it to you so you get no time to think about it. 3 bold predictions for this season.
Oh, you really did say no time to think. Alright, let's go with Brock Feeney champion.
Oh, good one.
I like his chances there. We'll go Will Brown, Bathurst 1000. He'll win. And we'll also follow up with third one. We'll go for Jack LeBrock to win 2 races.
Ooh, interesting.
Because he'll have the car. Erebus will put the car together. He's just got to put the race together.
Okay.
And whether that's a sprint race, endurance, whatever have you, that's where I reckon.
On my bold prediction, which is...
What, are you getting off notes by the look of it?
No. I was looking at the date. Today's the 12th of February. My bold prediction for the season.
Thanks, Jane Bunn.
I reckon. Well, Jane Bunn tells me the weather, not the date.
You have a lot of things, mate.
Whoa. Don't be like that. That's why we can't have nice things. My first bold prediction. Brody Kostecki, I reckon he will not race for Erebus, but I reckon he will do multiple, including at the Bathurst and Sandown endurance events, wild cards with a third Triple Eight Camaro. That's my prediction for Brody. Yeah. I think we will see Chaz champion. I think this is his year.
Coming out the womb, going to birth into a championship.
Yeah, might as well stuff it.
Yeah.
He's just got out of bed yesterday and went, fuck it, I should just go fast.
Yeah.
Third one. We will see one of the 3 rookies, which is Aaron Love,
Ryan Wood, and Jackson Evans, become a first-time supercar winner. In their debut, yeah. Oh, that's pretty cool.
Right, well, that's cool. We're going to call that for the Supercar special.
Thank you for joining us and listening, especially if you got all this way, by all means. Thank you.
And we'll see you in the next one.
Absolutely. Thank you.